Hey team, welcome to Small Creative Big World. I'm Barv.
And I'm Becky, and this place is a space for us to chat about all things being small creators on the internet, and occasionally a place for me to nerd the heck out.
Correct. And we have very much been nerding out about something in particular recently, haven't we? Something called Claude Code.
Oh my goodness, something that we've been sleeping on until it just literally hit us like a truck. For me, 3 weeks ago, for you, 2 days
This
ago?
weekend. Yes.
This weekend, and we have not been, we just have been talking about it nonstop.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair, I don't think we were the only ones sleeping on it. So let's backtrack a bit for anyone who doesn't know, which is very possible. We have AI. It's obviously taking over the world. And I think people are aware I think most people know about ChatGPT. It's almost the Google of AI, right? You say you Google something, you say you ChatGPT something these days.
Yeah.
And wait, do we want to take it a step further? Like, what's an LLM?
Okay, an LLM is a large language model, which is basically just a prediction of words. Okay, it's a network of a prediction of words, and that's kind of how, like how when you Google stuff, if you're like, what is my blah blah blah, and it just like fills in the blank. So an LLM is just that on like steroids.
Cool. So
If that's a good
ChatGPT
explanation. Yeah.
would be an LLM.
Yes.
It's a good enough explanation. I come no, that sounds about right. That's what I would have said. Okay, cool. We're not experts here, so don't come at us if we haven't got the exact definition.
No, we're just small creators, guys. Chill. Chill out.
We're just commoners. Okay, cool. So ChatGPT, LLM, and then you've got other ones like Gemini and Claude. So they're, I guess, the three main ones. I mean, there are lots of other things. Is that fair? Okay.
Yeah, there's like Facebook has its own, X has its own, but I think the main ones people use. Gemini's from Google. ChatGPT is from a company called OpenAI, and Claude is from a company called Anthropic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think
Trifecta.
that's what, nice. I think that's what people broadly maybe have been aware of. And then I guess what's happened is recently, and I say recently, it's probably the last few weeks, maybe month or so, maybe even less. I don't know. I lose track of time. But everyone is now talking about Claude, but specifically Claude Code. And there was a bit of OpenClaw stuff in there as well mixed in, but that's something different, and that's not what we're going to talk about today. Although maybe we could give a quick overview because there was that talk. So just to like stop any confusion, because I was confused at one point.
Yeah. So OpenClaw is basically, despite contrary belief, is not linked at all to Claude, and that's why they had to change their name, basically because it blew up over the weekend. But basically, it's like this, like the way. It's like Jarvis, basically. You just give it permissions, you give it all the information it needs, and it can literally just like scurry and do things on the internet on your behalf because it has all the information it needs. And like in one of the Marvel movies, it can also go rogue. So OpenClaw is like basically like a Jarvis. Now everybody has a Jarvis, or everybody can access a Jarvis.
And to clarify, Jarvis from Iron Man from the Marvel movies is that the AI that like Tony Stark was talking to.
Yes.
Jarvis.
Yeah,
Please
that
continue.
one. But because we don't want to shut down the world just yet, or maybe I'm a little bit scared about the powers that it may wield, I use a more tamed down version called Claude Code.
Yes. Okay, so that brings us, that's the focus of today's episode, guys. We're going to talk about Claude Code. Okay, so you have Claude, which is like ChatGPT. It's just a chat interface. You ask it some questions, it tells you some stuff, it helps you with some things, rewrites your copy, gives you whatever. But then we have Claude Code. Now, this is part of Anthropic, so this is part of Claude. And then there's also Claude Cowork. So you have Claude, which I'm going to call Claude Chat. I don't know if that's a thing or if that's just in my head. You've got Claude Cowork and you've got Claude Code. Now, tell us what each of them are and what the differences are.
Yes.
Please.
So Claude Chat is a chat interface, like you've said. Claude Code is basically when you interact directly with, like Claude in. Basically, Claude like kind of is injected into your system, so it can literally like open applications for you, close applications for you, open like certain browser windows for you, but you interact with it as if you're like chatting with it. So you're like, hey, log me on to google.com, and it would literally open google.com for you. And then Claude Cowork is Claude Code, but with a chat interface. So you can also just tell it, hey, open Google, and it can do the same. It's just like a much more beginner friendly interface. So the theory is that Claude Cowork will be like what everybody will be using, and then Claude Code is what the hardcore people will be using. Like they basically do the same thing. It's just a different sort of like interface that you're interacting with.
Yes.
Is,
And to clarify, like many people, including myself, would have thought, Claude Code isn't coding. I think the name is a slight misnomer. You can do things, but it's not, like you said, you could literally get it to open a file. Like it might be coding, but you do not have to code. It's not for coders, I think was my point of that. It is just another way of accessing it.
Which is what I thought it was, which is why I've been sleeping on it for like the longest time.
You said the longest time, but it hasn't, like we're talking like weeks, right?
I think Claude Code might have been around for a while. Okay, maybe like a couple of months, but in like AI world,
but like
it's
in the grand scheme,
insane.
Okay.
Yeah, this time last year we were all talking about Cursor as like the most mind-boggling thing ever, which I was also on, and it was like really freaking hard to charge through. Even though it was already like I think like 100 times easier than what coding manually would do, but there was just
and
like
for those
a
that
lot
don't
of
know,
debugging.
Cursor.
Oh yeah, Cursor is this sort of like vibe coding software. So what it does is you can chat with like an agent to like build stuff. So not dissimilar to the likes of Lovable and stuff, but Cursor is like the preferred interface, I think, for a lot of coders, because it can literally look at a huge list of files and can basically, if you edit the header of a website on like one page, it knows how to sync it to like all the sub pages and stuff. But it's essentially a wrapper, and the underlying models of it is still like Cursor still relies on Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude. So basically Cursor is just like the program you use to access all these models, but specifically for coding, for vibe coding, which is also the term. Vibe coding is for people who code but don't really know how to code. I would count myself in that category.
And me. Thank you. That was going to be my question for those that didn't know, including myself once upon a time. Okay, nice. I think that kind of lays out where we've got to. And broadly, I mean, there's obviously other stuff, but that's broadly our understanding of it until we started playing with it. Actually, one other question I have for you. And I think this may have been more around OpenClaw, but I think it's just as valid with Claude Code, given that it has access. Security issues. Like that, there's been a lot of talk around that. And I think with OpenClaw, they were very much like, get yourself a separate like machine so you can run this because you're basically effectively giving it access to your entire computer. So yes, thoughts on security issues, where are we at, Claude Code, etc.?
Yeah, so security is always a risk, but it's also a risk with every single thing you have. Like basically now that we all carry a smartphone, our location is already known by all these companies. Now that CCTVs are super smart, they also know our location. So yes, this does come at a risk with like, uploading sensitive data to the internet and stuff. And it's kind of the same reason why companies that are heavily regulated, like I used to work for a bank, we can't even access Google because that involves, like, if you type in something into Google Translate, it involves sending something to a Google server, and that is a data leak risk. So it's not dissimilar to that. There is that risk. It's generally safe. I think if people want to hack, they can hack everything really easily. I think it's safe, but of course, if you're handling like data, like at work, we handle customer data, so we actually don't connect that to LLMs because there is a risk there. But because I work with content, everything is public on YouTube, so I like vibe code and analyze the heck out of this data with all these AI stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, nice. So we will park security issues for this episode because we will be talking predominantly about publicly accessible data for creators. So since you found Claude Code,
Goodness. I have
you-
not slept.
Yeah. We lost Becky for a while. Becky
Yeah.
disappeared into. She basically
The
turned into
ether.
one of those. Turned into one of those little.
Bebop
Well, literally,
stuff.
a little coder. Hoodie on, hood. No. But anyway, you have fully gone down the rabbit hole. I am new to it. I only went down the rabbit hole maybe 4 or 5 days ago and have been having fun since. But you have built some really cool things. So what we wanted to do in this episode is give an overview of what the hell was going on, because I, until a couple of weeks ago, was just like, what? And I considered myself relatively techie. Clearly not that much, but yeah. So
You're
a little
very
overview.
techie.
Thank you. And then yeah, what we thought would be really cool is Becky has made a bunch of cool tools for creators. So what we thought we'd do is basically talk through how Becky has done that, because she's gone down the rabbit hole. So this is very much how you can create stuff for your own workflows, and excuse me, and also how easy it is to make stuff in Claude Code and do things. Yeah, actually, that's the gist of it. So what I will caveat is we will be screen sharing in this episode. So for those of you who are listening rather than watching, feel free to check us out on YouTube if you want to have any of that knowledge. But yeah, just a caveat that we will be screen sharing. Won't be super heavy, but just on and off, so you get an idea of what is happening, and what we're going to show you. Cool. Okay, so actually, before we do any screen sharing, you literally were just like, Claude Code, need to get on this, and off you went, and you figured it out yourself. When I came to Claude Code, I basically had you to walk me through it, which was great. So I had an inbuilt tutor, but can you talk me through, and everybody else who is listening, what that kind of process was like, how you got to grips with it, and how easy it is, can people, like, what's somebody is new, and they're like, cool, and they've heard it, and they're like, oh, I really need to get on this. Like, what is that kind of initial learning curve? What does that look like?
Yeah. Well, I was at first like, what is this thing? It's for like coders or something. And then Alex Dobrenko, who is one of the more prominent writers on Substack, was insisting that I get on a call with him for him to show me what Claude Code can do. And I've been putting it off for like, I think at least like a month. Because I was like, dude, I don't have time. I'm like in the middle of like shooting. Like I'd really like, I've tried vibe coding. It's not my thing. It's so hard to debug and stuff. And he kept on insisting to hop on a call with me. So I was like, fine. The day before I was going to go on a holiday, the evening before, I hadn't even packed. He like got me on a call and he just showed me the stuff that he's built, and I was so mind blown. Like, he was 3 weeks into a course that he's running called Code for Creatives, very apt. And he's literally like teaching how he's like literally running his whole life and business and course, and like posting his essays and blog entries and everything. So not the writing itself, but like the system behind it was using Claude Code. And I was just so mind blown because I was like, oh my goodness. I think we always think of code as this like sexy app or something, and it just seems so superfluous. Like, I don't really need another app in my life. Like, I'm already using Notion AI. It's pretty dang good. I don't really need it to write some sort of like complex magnum opus for me, because it's not gonna do anything. But what I saw Alex do was like, it just was running all the efficient systems, but more efficiently, if that makes sense. So basically, just because it runs on the like, okay, he was showing me how he is able to get Claude, and because this is Alex, he literally gave Claude access to everything. So so Claude can literally troll his emails and pull up action items for him to follow up with. And I'm like, oh my god, that is like one of the most mind-blowing like uses of AI ever. It's basically, we have all this information sitting like on all these different places. And then previously we would have to rely on things like Make and Zapier to connect all of those things, but we're limited to what they can access. And then suddenly all those limitations just went off the rails, and you could connect these things in any way you want, plus add an AI layer on top of it, so that it can not only just pull up the action items, but it can also give you like the context and the way you want it and the format you want it and the interface you want it. Like, Alex literally showed me, he like vibe coded right in front of me how to make his to-do list into like a Tinder swipe right, swipe left kind of thing, which is like insane. Like, you can literally do that any way you want, just with like, and just by asking it like, hey, I want this in like a website format. Boom, it's done. So it just like for me, it just made this whole like other parts of, since we're small creators, creating is our main thing, but it's often the other stuff that like bogs us down. It's like the scheduling of the post. It's like the repurposing of the content. It's like the maintaining of the personal website. It's like uploading everything we want into an online course. Like these are the kind of things that actually like bog us down. It's not the creative work itself. And
Yep.
now with Claude Code, I think like this whole like systems techie stuff just became so accessible to people like us who don't really do tech for a living. And I think that's like the huge unlock. Like yeah, if you're like a big 6-figure creator, you can hire a team. But if you don't have a team or you don't have any budget, like I don't have any budget to do anything. So all the stuff that I built is like hosted on like free-ish websites. There's like some little costs that we'll talk about here and there. But it's basically super low cost, super bootstrap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and I shall get off my soapbox.
No, you stay right there. I have many more questions. So a couple of things to caveat. One is, like we said, security issues. So yes, Alex felt comfortable to give access. We are absolutely not suggesting you do that. That's completely up to you of what you do. And we are not experts. We're just figuring this out. So security issues, I guess as a flag, is definitely a thing. You don't have to give it access to everything. Again, we'll get to it. But what's cool about Claude Code for now is that it doesn't access anything without you giving it permission. So it's not like it suddenly has access to everything once you kind of start using it. You actually actively have to give it access each time. But yes, the more access it has, the more cool stuff it can do. But obviously, it still has access. So please bear that in mind. And the second thing is, it is kind of cool what doors it opens for small creators, because you're right, a lot of people don't have a budget, or they have a very small budget, or there's lots of things they can do, and you know, if they want to go to an agency, all of a sudden they're paying thousands of pounds a month or something to do things, or you know, I need to hire this or that or that, and then very quickly you as a one-man band have all these things that you like, it's literally, you could hire someone to just do your thumbnails. Like, it is crazy what the creator world has opened in terms of like jobs and stuff. Like someone's job can literally, full-time job could be making thumbnails. So there's like no limit to the amount of things that you can do. But yeah, what is really cool is, I guess for our little section, where you can't necessarily afford things, or you can only afford like a little bit, and you have to prioritize where that money goes, is suddenly you can create your own tools to do the bare minimum. And then when you kind of start making more money, then you can hire the right people. And you put, right now I need maybe an ops person, or now I need a social media person, because now I've kind of graduated to that level. But it plugs that gap that was quite difficult, that I like for those small creators of, I need this doing. And I think a lot of these tools are really coming and helping us now. Like AI has completely just opened that of like, oh, you can sign up to this service. And even Riverside, like the editing in Riverside makes it so much easier. We don't have, and I know this is a podcast with minimal editing, but even like things like that are becoming so much more accessible, which is great, I think, for us small creators who don't have these big budgets of like, you know, Team Ully or whatever, which is very cool.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and also just adding on that, it's like, yes, you can technically make anything you want. You can put your mind to this, and where people actually come in is like, so AI and LLMs and vibe coding can help you map out a content calendar, but it cannot figure out your content strategy for you. This is where like this can supercharge you, but you still would have to learn the relevant domain knowledge and do your own research and do your own like digging around. It's just that you don't have to spend as much time building stuff out and debugging and figuring out what's not working and migrating from site to site manually. And you can instead spend that time like literally just honing in on your craft and learning and leveling up more on your domain knowledge and your expertise. That's where I see the real win comes in, because we're all like bootstrapped for time, especially as we're small creators. A lot of us are just doing this on the side of our day job, or for some of us on the side of our day job.
Correct.
On the side of the day job, on the side of the side job. On
the side of the side hustle of the day job.
Yes, there you go. That's the wording.
Yeah.
So we literally want to use our time as efficiently as possible. And this is one way to do it.
Yeah. No, it's very cool. So I guess I've kind of, you have a point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. A common, I'm just gonna and you can give your opinions about this. Environmental concerns. This is a big thing that
Yes.
always comes
Yes,
up with
please.
AI and stuff.
Yes.
Is that there is
flag.
environmental concerns for doing things. So my optimist theory is that now that so much energy is being used for LLMs and stuff, now governments and energy companies are actually looking into renewable energy sources, so like nuclear and stuff. And these are all sort of off the table before. But now because the demand for energy is so great that that people are starting to look into these renewable energy sources, because our current energy sources cannot basically sustain the demand for all these kind of things. I mean, this could go either way. I'm hoping that this pushes us towards the renewable energy direction. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I also know these things might change, but just a caveat that this is part of the equation that we all have in our head when we choose to log onto an LLM and harness its environmentally sucky, like, consuming powers.
Yes. Sucky powers. I like it.
Sucky
Yes.
powers.
No, I I agree. I think that is a very valid. It was good job bringing that one up. Because it is a thing, and it is actually crazy how much energy it consumes to do like the tiniest thing, and it is a little scary. But yeah, I don't think I have anything to add on that because I am not clued up on it. But valid.
That is the best of my knowledge. So please debug me if I'm wrong. But this is
Right.
why we use it for things that are actually helpful.
Correct. Okay, nice. So, okay, sorry. One thing before we get into what you have built, I guess I kind of want to get inside your brain and understand how you went about building things. So, again, you're not a coder. You don't have a
Yes.
coding background. Yes, I completely agree. You were using Cursor last year. So you've had a little bit of insight into this. And actually, I guess Cursor was even more difficult. But fundamentally, you open it up and Claude Code basically opens in a terminal, like
Or
new
in the app.
version of.
You can open it in
Okay.
the
Oh,
app.
yes, you can. Okay, fine. So let's park that. You're right. So, but you open it up
Yeah.
and then to your point, you can create anything. So it's figuring out what to create rather than just creating stuff for the sake of it. And B, how does one even start? And how good is this thing? Like what are where are we going? So you opened it up for the first time and you were like, I'm doing what now?
Ooh. Yeah. I opened it up for the first time. And I think one of the first tasks I did was like, I want Claude to scrape my Substack notes that I've posted, and I
Nice.
want it in my Notion database. Because basically, I shit post a lot on Substack and on LinkedIn and everywhere, but I don't have a record of it. And then one day my account is like wiped, all that data is gone, and I know I say shit posting. I must have like one or two gold stuff in there. I want to keep it. I want to have a record of it. I want to know what like I posted. And even be able to like go search for it, because right now if there was like the Substack note that I post like 5 months ago, I actually have to scroll manually all the way down to find it, and sometimes I cannot find it, which is really annoying. So it's one of the first things I did was literally just make a copy of everything that I've posted on the internet. So I did that for Substack, I did that for LinkedIn. Okay, I think that's about it. That's the only two social media
Nice.
platforms I'm on. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay,
Um,
how easy was
yeah.
this? How did one go about it?
Oh yeah, it was. So one of the main reasons why Claude got really hyped is because they released this model called Opus 4.6, and Opus 4.6 became really good at debugging itself. That's like the major change from 4.5. It's also the most expensive model, so if you're on it, you might realize you run out of your like session tokens or your session quota, very very quickly. But basically, you go on Claude and you're like, hey, I want to scrape my Substack notes. I want them all to go into a database. Probably the properties are like URL, date post, maybe number of likes and shares and whatnot. And this is my username. And then it just goes and figures it out on its own.
That's insane.
That's
It's
literally
that
it.
simple.
Yeah.
I think that is actually because I like ChatGPT when I was using it for the first time, maybe, I don't know, a year ago. My timelines are way out of whack. But anyway, when I was using it, like back then, the prompts were like so specific. You are a coder with 20 years experience and this, that, and the other, and your specific job is to do this, and these prompts were like super long, and you've literally just opened it up and gone, yo, I need an app. Here's where it is. Sorry, I need you to go and find my posts. Here's where they are. Go do, and off it went.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, this time last year I did not know how to use ChatGPT yet. So
what a year it's been.
What a year it's been. Yeah. It's insane.
That's crazy.
Insane.
Okay, so you were then hooked, obviously.
Yeah, because I was just like, oh my God, it can just do so much. And then I realized like, oh my God, if I post the same thing on like LinkedIn, I went all nerdy. So I was like, okay, I can literally ask Claude to analyze which my LinkedIn post is like based off of which Substack essays that I've written, and therefore I can like map it out and be like, oh, so if there's like Substack essay that hasn't been like repurposed into a post, that's like more content that I can like start posting on LinkedIn. This is my content strategy brain like firing up, because this is all I do at at work.
No, but that's incredible, because all of a sudden you've gone. So someone might be sitting there going, "Cool, you've got your history. Now what? Whatevs." But you've actually turned it into a useful tool with an action. You've gone, okay, now I'm going to use this to mine for content ideas. That is cool. That would have taken somebody. Either you have to, and this is where it goes back to like these menial tasks, I guess. You would have either had to pay somebody, some kind of like admin person. I don't know what the right rate is, I don't know, £10 an hour or whatever, to go and literally go through all your posts and then, dump them in a Google Sheet or something, and then cross-reference one by, like, and that's hours and hours of work. And this took Claude, how long?
I don't know. It's like maybe like less than an hour, and it's just running in the background, like while I'm doing my other tasks. So it's not like I'm paying attention to it. The other thing as well is like, I guess for anybody who looks at content, you have all these like metrics that are associated with your content. And generally a rule for growing on any social media platform is figure out what is getting the most likes and engagements that you've posted in the last like 10 or so things that you posted, and then just double down on that. And before, this was like a manual extract, look at a CSV, pull it into Google Sheets, make it into like a pivot table, maybe if you're fancy. And then do like, oh, okay, actually this post I did about this topic in this format did great. And now you can literally have like this raw database of stuff, and then have like, if it's in Notion, you can ask Notion AI to be like, hey, what are the trends? And it can literally pull stuff out. You can upload the CSV into ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini and do that. Oh, I heard Google Sheets also has Gemini now built in, so you can literally ask Gemini to like analyze stuff like in the Google Sheets itself. But yeah, it's like these data analytics used to be a major, like a program you could major in any university, and now literally anybody can do like maybe not to that level, but anybody can do like a really basic level. It was your job. Oh my goodness.
It was my job. It was my job. I was a data analyst. Yeah.
Damn. What a nerd.
Agreed. Oh, big time nerd. Left that behind to become less of a nerd. No, a nerd in a whole different way.
Arguably more of a nerd.
Potentially. But yeah, no, I completely agree. And you can set these things up so, like you said, they run in the background, and all of a sudden it's this incredibly useful thing.
Yeah, totally. Now every day I just wake up to new stuff being synced into my laptop, and I don't even have to remember to do any of it. It's amazing.
That is very cool. Okay, so I think we've broadly, between us, and you've definitely done more of this, but we've kind of found three buckets of things that we're kind of using this for, like creating apps for. One is like very clearly the creator stuff, which we'll go into now, because I think it's opened up a bunch of doors. So we want to give people some examples of what like could be created, and also to share your stuff. And then I guess creator tools, but not, sorry, that first bucket was more content. And then like general creator tools, like personal websites, which is very cool, because you have officially moved over from Squarespace and cancelled a $200 a year subscription, and you are now you've just vibe coded this insane website. So we'll do that, and then maybe we'll kind of, maybe we won't screen share any of this, but we'll maybe run through a couple of examples of use cases for organizational tools, because I think we've both found that super helpful. But it's more an admin side, but very important and very fun. So
nice.
Okay, so content tools. So you, in your non-sleeping time, which is now all the time, have made some really cool tools. Why don't you show us? Well, you've got a suite, right? So overall,
I did. I accidentally built a suite.
yes. And we will link everything below, guys, because I actually think some of this is like, well, I know it's very useful stuff and I'm using it myself. And we're using it for the podcast too. So what we'll do is we'll share a quick oversight of like the whole suite of tools, and then maybe we'll show like one of them, and you can talk us through kind of what it does and maybe how you built it and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, guys. It's YouTubeproducer.app is the website.
Yeah.
Link in description. And basically this, I'm going to move my screen so I can see. Yeah, so you built, was this the very first thing you built? Like creator tool?
Yeah, this was the very first thing. It took me 6 full days of it. This was during Lunar New Year break. So in between my family yelling at each other, I was just minding my own business and vibe coding. Typical Asian household, you know the drill.
Standard? I do.
Standard.
Yep.
Yeah, so I built a landing page because I thought the tool wasn't straightforward. But basically, you've seen these kind of stuff pop up on Instagram, and the way we've done it in the creator world this whole time is we've done this manually. Like we screenshot it, we put it in Canva, we write a caption, we have to pull out the caption ourselves. And I just
for context, for anyone who didn't switch over to YouTube, this is called a YouTube quote carousel. So basically, this creates a carousel for you, and kind of what it does is it takes. The manual version of this is you would have taken screenshots or screen grabs from a video or a podcast. You would have found the relevant like talking points, and you would have, typed it up and created it in Canva or wherever. And then you would like export it and upload it. But this tool does what exactly, Becky?
Yeah, this how it works is you put in your URL, you decide how many frames you want to capture, and the reason for this is if your video has a lot of B-rolls and stuff, you want more frames so that the chance of it getting like a talking head screenshot is higher. You have to paste a transcript because YouTube blocks a lot of stuff. And then but it runs through Gemini, it picks out the best like quote sequences, and then you can kind of style it and export it into zip files or JPEGs. But actually I made a test run with one of our stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so this
so just to clarify for guys, so basically you give it the URL for the YouTube video that you want to pull. You then the frames are basically the snapshots, like the screen grabs of how many you want, and you want that selection because obviously some of them you'll be pulling some weird faces. So you want a decent amount of selection so you can pick the good ones. And then, like Becky said, you need to specifically paste in the transcript because YouTube won't let us go and grab that.
Yeah, my tool breaks if I try to make that feature work. Maybe one day, but not today. I already spent 6 days on it. I thought it was time to let it go.
Yes. Agree. And then it spits out this incredible thing.
Yeah. So so you can just pick frames. You can adjust the text like size. Some of my colleagues asked for specific fonts and features as well. This is the font we use at Ali Abdal. So they've been all deployed. Quick note, this is a paid font, so it detects if you don't have this font in your library, it doesn't show up. But yeah, and it can change the color, can change like the gradients, which is insane. I didn't know that this was a apparently this is a really easy JavaScript fix according to Claude. But my favorite part is that you can go like one-on-one and the format just like changes, and you can export as like a zip file for the text, just the frames, or PDF, because on LinkedIn they only take PDF, so it immediately collates everything into a PDF file.
Smart.
Yeah, and then see janky screenshots. But basically,
but then you can just change it up. So you click into it and you're like, cool, that is not a good screenshot. Let me click into that and let me pick another one out of this 50 odd that have been generated on the side.
If there is like some stuff that you'd want to hide element, you can zoom in, zoom out. But yeah, this is insane. The fact that I can build this is insane.
Well, you put yourself down there. I think you're very smart.
Thank you.
So, yeah. But I understand the gist of that in that as a non-coder. it's incredible. You have built an app, a fully functioning app that is hosted online that anybody can use, and lots of people are using. We've seen lots of people use this, and it's actually really cool, right?
Yes, it is insane. I've sent this around to a couple people in exchange for reporting bugs and stuff. So far nobody has reported anything, so that's good to know. But yeah, I've started building a suite of things. So I just
just on the like the Gimbal podcast, shout out to those guys. They have used it, which is super cool. They're our buddies over in the States somewhere. They have an incredibly cool podcast, by the way, guys. We'll link it in the description. Go check it out. They talk to some really cool people.
One super cool person in particular I know is the one you're having in mind.
Yes. No, well, actually, that's a good. I think we have mentioned them before because when you were going on the podcast, we talked about it.
Yes.
But yeah, well, actually, that's a good point. Let's link your episode below. So yeah, guys, go and check out Becky's episode with the Gimbal podcast. Becky talks about all her stuff, you working as a YouTube producer for Ali Abdaal. Really cool behind the scenes. But yeah, the Gimbal guys talk to really cool like operators and people behind the scenes for really big creators. So definitely go check it out. But yeah, like they were using it. Like that must be freaking cool to see your app that you vibe coded being used by other people out in the wild.
Yeah, I think I've seen at least like 3 people use it now that is not like Team Ali. So yeah, one is Gimbal, one is Paul Millard, who like tried it out and he immediately was like, oh my god, I don't use tools if they're not easy. This is really easy to use. So that was great. And one is this art YouTuber called Justin Donaldson. I think he and I were chatting about YouTube a while back, and I just sent him this thing. I was like, hey, try it out. And he immediately used it for one of his art interviews and posted a carousel. I was like, wow, people are like really using this thing. It's insane.
Yep. It's cool. And you guys are using it internally at Team Ali?
Yes, we are using it internally at Team Ali to help. Yeah, because this thing used to take like like half a day, a full day, a week if you want to properly do it. And what happens is we end up not posting these code carousels because they were just too annoying to make. And now it's just a click of a button in the background.
Nice. Okay, and then you went from there, and then you built a whole suite. So do you want to just like maybe give us a quick overview of like the other things?
Yeah.
Give people a flavor of what you can build.
That's true. Okay, so Podcast Packager. This is inspired by how every single week we try to figure out, and by we meaning Bob, tries to figure out what to title this podcast. And I was like, there must be a way to like take our transcript and then
you're
have,
basically
like,
saying, stop asking me, how do I replace me in the process so Bob can just literally go and figure it out herself. And you made a tool for that.
This is me vibe coding my job one tool at a time, literally. So Packager is one of it's literally called Podcast Packager, and it's trained on like titles that are working on YouTube and specifically on creator podcasts because that's what we are. So the best performing one. So basically the idea is you can paste your transcript in and then it comes up with like a title. And then Bob was like, I want thumbnail text. And I was like, fine, I'll add that feature in. And then she was like, oh, I want to be able to generate my own thumbnail text from like a title that I pick. And I was like, fine. So I added that in. So I respond to user feedback.
You make me sound not fun.
I'm sorry. I want some thumbnail text.
True.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know how I was trying to do that in a British accent, but like nothing is coming off.
It did not work. You just made me sound real stupid, but that's okay. No, but okay. But it's great. So from me, when I wasn't coding, I was like, oh, Becky, can you fix this? But I guess the point is it's very easy to then tweak because, like you said, Claude basically debugs itself. It understands things. It's so incredibly smart. I've been like blown away at how smart it is.
It's insane. I just honestly just copy and paste Bob's WhatsApp message into Claude.
And it goes away and does the thing.
Yeah, I don't even try to paraphrase it. I was like, hey, straight from the source.
You don't even read the message. You're just like, Claude, deal with this. Bob's messaging me again. For the love of God, I don't have time for this. I have a job and a side hustle and a side hustle, and I don't need all of these. Go away. And Claude's like, don't worry, I got you.
Hey, but we're not just helping Bob. It works. Helping other people too. Another tool that I've built this is kind of funny. So the story of this was like, I was looking at, we host office hours, where we
Creative office hours, guys.
Creator office hours.
Link in description.
Exactly, where we help people, just kind of try to come up with their next will just help people create online in general. And one of the questions we get asked a lot from like people is like, what should our next video be? And this is like a very specifically a small creator question, because the big creators would have a team to scurry off and like look for video ideas. The small creators who are doing this on the side are busy trying to make the dang video. Like, they don't have time to think about what next video to make. But anyway, what this does is I don't know actually how long this will take, but it literally would like analyze channel, find peer channels, detect outlier videos, and generate video ideas.
And give you a
run on
report.
its own. Give you a report.
It's kind of cool. So, guys, I guess there it is. It's starting to do its thing. I guess one of the reasons we want to do this is to show you what can be possible, and how much you can create without any experience, and how cool Claude Code is, and also, just to kind of go, this is definitely what a small creators need, right? It's like, these are the tools. So it's almost like, think of where your time is going, or what would be helpful, or the task you're doing again and again, and actually like, now you can basically create anything. So go test it out, and go play with it. Okay, we have results. That was me yapping while I was doing some results.
Yeah.
So it's analyzed your channel. Tell us what it's
it
doing.
analyzed the channel. It analyzed my channel. It found, I designed it so that it can find sort of peer channels that are one level up. So I have like 2.4K subscribers. So it's looking for some of the next level. Because if I'm looking at videos from people who are 100,000 subscriber count, like, they won't apply to me, but I just want somebody one level ahead. So that's what it's doing. And that's like hard, because finding a small channel is really, really hard. So I think that's where like this is really, really helpful. It found good performing videos from their channels. And then I asked it to basically gather like 3 of those examples in order to give me an idea of like, oh, actually this has worked on like at least 3 channels of a similar size, of slightly bigger size than me. So it means that if I make these videos, the chances of it succeeding are kind of high. So this is like marrying small creator, but also like my YouTube strategy hat, and just trying to be like, because I would love to do this for everybody I speak to, but in reality is I don't have the time and resources to even do this for myself. So
you made a tool for that.
Made a tool for that. Yeah, literally just unloading a little bit of my brain into this. Here on the bottom, there's an explanation, a short explanation on how these things are generated.
Okay, this is incredible. So this is just a snapshot of what you can go and do, guys. If you want to go and create some tools, go play with Claude Code is the general gist of it. We will link. So this is YouTubeProducer.app, and you can access all of Becky's suite. So go and check that out. Link in description. But also, please play around with Claude Code. So we will now move on to the second bucket of cool things, is personal websites. So we'll move on to your second. We'll start with Small Creator Big World. So we were like, oh, it'd be cool to have a website. And naturally I was like, we were like, where should we host it? And you hosted your personal one on Squarespace. We're like, we could do that. We could use card.co, because that's like incredibly easy. It's just a landing page, but like a slightly like developed landing page. We were just like, we want something to point people to. And then you just ended up vibe coding it. Tell us what that process was like.
Yeah, I did a V1 of it on Cursor because I was still not on Claude Code. And it was kind of annoying, but I was kind of doing it back and forth. So we had it up and running for a while. We didn't really tell people about it because why? It's just a website. But then with Claude Code,
I think that's the point of the website. but yeah,
it's supposed to sell us
a work in process.
Yeah, work in process. But we thought it was better to have a website than none.
Work in progress. Sorry.
Work in progress. And then we decided like, hey, actually, why don't we try to migrate this website, like as in like remake this website using Claude Code. So what I did, I literally loaded the project file and I was like, hey, remake this website. That's all I said. And then it just did it. Yeah, it just did it. And this is what it looks like right now. Actually, curious. So this one says like 4 o'clock, but I kind of asked it to be dynamic. So I think if you open it on yours, it should say your local time zone. I hope.
Oh, okay. Let's do a quick test, team. So we'll create a big world.
.com. Oh,
.com.
Yeah,
8 a.m.
Nice.
It's absolutely dynamic. Yep.
It's dynamic. Yeah, and I asked it to basically pull the latest one from Luma, which is insane because all of these things, man, like I'm just gonna all these website providers,
This is
they like
great.
to gatekeep features that are like dynamic, and they have you
Yes.
upgrade to like the next tier, which is really annoying because we're already paying a lot of money for something we're doing on the side.
Yep.
So yeah, this is basically we're scrolling through a list of our episodes. This also updates dynamically. We have a publishing challenge. This also updates dynamically. It says 31 days because it's March. Amazing.
Smart on that, guys.
Yeah.
When we're doing a March publishing challenge, I think when this episode is released, it might be the end of March, but we will likely run these monthly. So at that point, we might be kicking off an April publishing challenge. Basically, sorry, the gist of it is, guys, we run or will be running monthly publishing challenges to keep people accountable. So, like, if you turn up to our office hours, you will have heard us yap about this, but it's really cool. We ran our first one in February, and it went really, really well. We have this incredible group of people, and like we all just mention our goal. We check in like every day, mostly, and people are posting stuff. So we're gonna keep it going. So highly likely there'll be one for April. I will cut this if it's not by the time we post it, but. Yeah, if you need a little bit of accountability or you want to talk to other creators, other small creators, then hit us up.
Yeah.
That's my
and
plug
if
for the
you
day.
want dice, yeah, so just join the challenge. You can either comment or you can reach out to either Bob or myself, and we'll just add you in. It's a WhatsApp group, and that's why we haven't posted the link super publicly. But yeah,
Nice.
newsletter. Basically, again,
And
this
that's
is
us.
like, and that's us. Oh my goodness,
It's incredible. It is incredible how easy it is to make a website that looks good. So guys, if you've been sleeping on your personal website like I have, I actually made something in card.co and I never like transferred the domain over. I'm now probably in the next week or so just gonna vibe code my own personal website.
Really?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm because I now have the data, and
Yes!
actually Claude can also help me. Okay, so let me just
Write
talk out
the
loud.
copy.
It can help me write the copy. So the bit. So guys, basically, I use card.co and I still highly recommend that. It's like $10-15 for the year or something bonkers. And it lets you just create these really basic but good enough websites. It's fantastic. And I created it and it looks great. I've got the images, I've got the sections, and then I just kind of got stuck with the final tweaking of the like copy and the wording because that is not my strong suit. And then yeah, basically, I can now ask Claude Code, or Claude, whichever. I can ask Claude. I was about to call him Claude. I can ask Claude. Claude. To now fill in my copy, and I'm actually really excited to get back on the website, building things. So I will join you. But while we're here in screen sharing, do you want to really quickly share your new personal website that you moved over? So basically, Becky was on, while you do that, Becky was on Squarespace and had been hosting there for many a year. And yeah, like 200 quid a month, sorry, not a month, a year or something, $200 a year to kind of host and have it there. So we've moved away from that. And you've just vibe coded this, which is really freaking cool.
Yeah, and the way I did it was I asked Claude to scrape my existing website, basically so I don't lose anything. So it has a record of everything, and then I was like, I want to make a whole new landing page. And then because it iterates so quickly, guess how long it took for me to build this?
Please tell me. No, I'm guessing. 3 hours.
Less than 1.
Damn.
Yeah. And because it could just like spit out mock-ups just like really, really quickly, I was like, I don't like the color. I don't like the font. I don't like the style. And at first it gave me like a really basic like minimalistic Notion-esque kind of thing. And I was like, no, I want a personal website to be kind of fun. I want it to be stationary. I want it to be film. And then I was like, oh my God, I can. And I was like, I wanted it to be like maybe like side-scrolly gaming. And then I was like, oh, my light just died.
Oh.
Hang on, please hold.
It's very dark over there.
Secondary light. There you go. Good enough. Good enough.
80-20, guys. 80-20.
80-20. And then I was like, oh, gaming. And I was like, oh my God, Dungeons and Dragons and like a D&D character sheet. But it's so fun. I'm such a nerd. But look at this.
Such a nerd.
The bars load. Guild, Small Creator, Big World.
Love.
And then I made it like a quest log for what I like. This is basically like my portfolio. And and then these are like my abilities, and then
It's so
inventory,
cool.
and like 4 out of 6 equipped because only 4 are live. But basically, I just like was able to ask it to do everything in my style, and like I would have never been able to code this. Like, guys, this is all like dynamic, like components with
insane.
like JavaScript and stuff. Like, I would never be able to do this. And then here, want me for your next adventure? You can hire me or recruit me to your party.
That is so cool. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Guys, for anyone listening, if we could set you some homework, if you've been sleeping like I have on the personal website, let's all personal website together.
Woo!
This is very, very cool. Yeah, okay. I like this. I like this a lot. So in a nutshell, basically, Claude Code is incredible. It can do basically anything. Yes, there is basically no learning curve. You just ask it. And if you have a question, you ask it and it will tell you the answer. So it will walk you through stuff. So you got me set up at the weekend, which was incredibly helpful. Thank you.
And by setup, I just literally sat there as you installed Claude into your terminal. That is
actually good caveat. There is no real setup.
Yeah, that is all I'm doing, by the way. I'm like literally forcing people. So now I'm just as insistent as Alex to be like, hey guys, like literally screen share, and I'm gonna sit here and wait for you until you install Claude on your terminal, and then you can go off.
Okay, how about this? Bear with. Yes, I'm signing you up for more work, but that's okay because it's you. How about we host? Can we host a little workshop?
Ooh,
so not a normal creative office hours. Yes. Okay. So let's do this. Let's host, and I'm absolutely giving you work. Let's host a intro to Claude Code workshop.
Okay.
And then instead of doing it for one-on-one for people, you can mass in like teach people. And then we can record it as well. So if we needed to give it to people, and let's walk people through, and let's come up with a little like project within that for them to work on in the session, and then they will leave that having Claude installed, understand the ins and outs, and have their first project kicking off and realize how simple it is. And maybe we can create maybe within our community we can create a little Claude club.
Claude club. What about, since you were saying you wanted to make your personal website, that could be our thing.
I do like that, but I wasn't sure if that was too much for the first session. I wonder if it's better to keep something small that someone can start and finish within the session. And we probably want it to be under an hour. We can figure that out.
Okay.
Well, you can figure that out because it's your session. No, we can figure that out. No, we will figure that out. But that could be cool. Okay, you're in? You're in? Cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're in.
Let's do it.
So, okay, in that case, I never set us up with some stuff, but I will do this. Okay, guys, in that case, if you're interested and want to join a Claude Code workshop to get up and running and learn with us, then sign up's a link. We'll do a sign up. I can set something up. Okay. Good plug. Guys, if you want to join a workshop for Claude Code and get introed, sign up in the description, link below. How's that?
Great. Love it.
Beautiful. Okay.
I'll figure out.
Okay.
We'll figure out what we'll be workshopping on by then. It will be Claude Code related.
Yes. Sorry. By the time this goes live, that will be cemented.
We would have figured it out. Yes.
We'll have figured it out. That means I can get into Kit and do a landing page. Finally, we can make. Okay. No. Yep. No. Okay. Should we wrap up with some updates? I'm so excited. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if we have updates outside of we've just been playing with Claude, but let's find out. Oh, sorry. No, I lie. One other thing I want to call out is that you can use Claude Code for some cool organization things. And actually, I'm just going to blitz through the list of stuff that we have done. Is that one cool thing that we've created is, and I stole this off you. I just recreated what you created. But basically, we both record all our calls using Fathom, which is incredible and free. But I definitely forget sometimes what I've talked about. So basically, we've created a thing where Fathom, once a day, Claude Code will run, and you can set these tasks to run in the background as long as your computer on, which is fantastic. Once a day, Claude, mine's 9 p.m., yours is 5 a.m. We're different people. Will basically run, and it will pull any Fathom recordings from the day and add it to a Notion database, a recordings database. And mine pulls so I don't know if ours is slightly different. So but basically, it's pulling the recording, and I get mine to pull in the transcript, summarize the recording itself, and then pull out all the action points, which is incredible. I don't necessarily need to go into all of them, but that's an example of tools you could use. And then I got it to clean up my downloads folder, which was amazing because it was such a mess. So that was beautiful. And then what else? What have you been? What admin-y things? Anything else?
So I sent all my action items to Things, which is the to-do list app that you got me hooked on.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. What else do I do? I'm also using it to organize files. So currently I am transcribing all 700 of Ali Abdul's short form content that we posted last year and trying to use Claude to organize it. Inspired by you, actually, because you used it to organize screenshots. And I was like, oh, maybe I can use it to read video, but read video through transcript.
I'm glad I inspire you to create all of these apps. It's my ineptitude that has given you, I'm like, I can't be bothered to do this. I need this. Can you do this? And you're like, you know something, please stop talking to me. I'm going to create an app for that. So I'm glad I could be useful. But guys, you can maybe in the workshop we can do an organization thing because that'll be nice and easy.
It would be fun. Actually, one thing I forgot to share is I've also been using this Claude for data analytics. So it's not just building stuff.
Yes.
But so we're rewinding back a bit.
Okay. I wonder if I can move this in the edit. If I haven't moved it in the edit, it's because I couldn't.
Nice.
Yep.
Love it. But basically, I used this. I was trying to figure out basically what makes a thumbnail work for an Ali Abdul video. The thesis of this was a video we published last week was a 9 of 10 and wanted to figure it out how to improve it. And I was like, oh, let me run this big data analysis. This sounds so overkill.
Of course.
Instead of just looking at like, hey,
the
let's
answer
look at
was probably like, oh,
like increase the size of Ali's face. But I was like, let me run an analysis of 776 videos, 57 channels.
Okay. Guys, this is where Claude becomes a dangerous thing to have in your life because, you know, when we said, hey, you can create anything, suddenly you're creating shit that you do not need.
You literally created anything. But look at that. It like literally was able to pull an analysis of like Ali's best performing videos, what the thumbnails are, what are the elements that could make it better. And then at the very bottom,
it basically told you to just make Ali's face bigger, didn't it? That was the conclusion of the entire analysis.
Yes, but I wouldn't have come to the conclusion without this thing. In the bottom,
oh god, are we going to get to a point where AI, like, we are going to get to a point where we just don't even think for ourselves? Is that basically where we're heading?
That is your fear. I would like to not think. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. I think my mum did say that to me the other day, or something like that, because I was talking to her about. I got all excited, and obviously she doesn't understand all of these things, but I was trying to explain AI to her, and she was like, she was basically like, do you do anything yourself? Like, could you be any lazier? I'm like, but it's doing it for me. And she's like,
I set it up. I've added this feature. It doesn't work live because I didn't set it up to work live, but basically I can upload like a draft thumbnail and it'll tell me what to fix and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like literally pulling data from all. And I don't even think we specified the competitors. I just asked it to figure out the competitors. Because, we don't think of Mr. Beast. Oh, this is Colin and Samir and John Duche. But for some reason, it's all Mr. Beast stuff. We don't think of Mr. Beast as our competitor.
No, I wouldn't say you're in the same camp.
No, not at all. But look at that. Just, we're
Ali Games
anyway.
Coming soon to 2027.
God, please don't. But yeah, this is like insane amount of data analytics and like the way I can just like present this not just like the way it also not just does the analysis, but it's also able to present it in a way that's like digestible, because I can like read this and I can know what's up and I can share this with my colleagues and they can also understand the analysis of this instead of me putting together. This would have taken me like even with like Notion AI and stuff, maybe still like 3 full days to put together. And meanwhile, this just happens in the background while I'm in Photoshop trying to fix the dang thumbnail. Anyway, that's my last use case.
Nice. I love it. Okay, cool. Shall we wrap up with some quick fire updates? What have you been doing in the last? Actually, I actually think we only recorded. Did we record last week or was it the week before? Has it been 2?
Yes, but something major has happened. I lost a bone. Well, specifically, I got my wisdom tooth pulled out.
That made it sound really dramatic, and I was like, "Oh my god, how did I not know this?" And actually, you just meant you had a tooth taken out.
I lost a bone and 1 bone less.
Okay, all right.
I'm also less wise, so you know, this
You lost a
explains
wisdom
it.
tooth.
I lost a wisdom tooth. Can't
You
help
lost
it.
a wisdom tooth. Condolences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That was your update.
That's my update. I'm all
Nice.
drugged up with
Yep.
painkillers.
Yeah.
That's my update.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. I mean, I came at you for that, and I actually have 0 updates. So, no. My update is Claude Code. I spent the weekend playing with it, and now I'm excited. All the doors it is opening. We will keep you updated if there is actually anything. We might come back next episode and be like, "Oh, the hype's died down." I don't imagine that's a thing, but yeah. What else has been going on? I inadvertently have gone from working not that much to potentially working a lot, which is interesting. I don't know what happened. But I guess this was a issue that you came up against. I think we talked about this a few episodes ago. You were like, I have a problem. I'm at capacity. It's a good problem, but I can't take on any more work. And we were like, oh, cool. And I think I've just hit that wall. I'm like, ooh.
Welcome.
And I was ready to take my sabbatical V2 and only work like, a couple of days a week. And now I'm like, ooh, that's not going to happen. I guess that's a good problem. But yeah, I guess that is my update. But what's cool is, I'm actually sorry to bring it back to Claude, given that is the episode. What I found is the people I'm working with are very much like, are you up to speed with Claude Code? Can we build some cool stuff? And I'm like, yes, now we can. Now I know what. So yeah, the gist of it is Claude has taken over my life recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that also reminds me. I also just bumped up into the same problem you had, because I also just parted ways with a client like literally last week, and I was like, yes, I have time back. And then this week, Gimbal and I spoke, and I'm helping them out. So, yeah.
Well, it was fun while it lasted. Hey,
it was fun while it lasted. But yes, it'll be fun to figure out. I think to hang out with more YouTube nerds, and I think I wasn't looking for more clients, but because I love the guys there, and I kind of talk to them actually almost every day about like YouTube stuff.
You've stalked your way into it, haven't you? They're basically like, oh my god, just give her something to do because she keeps popping up.
Yeah, I'm literally on their Slack every day being like, hey guys, what do you do about A/B testing? Hey guys, what do you do about
hey guys, will you hire
YouTube
me?
analytics? Hey
Can I
guys,
work with you? Guys, please.
It's a strategy and it works.
Hey, it works. Oh, also, I had another update. I went to a creator leaders dinner. I think I talked about this way back when. So there's a community over in the UK. They're UK based. That doesn't mean they won't, because they went to Dubai. It's called Creator Leaders. Previously Creator Space or something. But anyway, beside the point. Creator Leaders, really cool bunch of people. And our buddy Iram is now head of community for them. Iram, ex-Dal, head of social media. Hello, Iram. I don't think she actually watches. I'm not even sure she knows we do a podcast. But damn, savage. Okay. And anyway, so it's a really cool thing, and they host dinners once a month for like 25 people or something. To all creators to all get together, creators, entrepreneurs, incredible group of people. And I went along, and it was really fun. I caught up with lots of people I know, met people I didn't know. Daniel Priestley turned up, and he gave out a bunch of books. He's actually just written a new book called The Lifestyle Business Playbook. Here you go. This is my signed copy.
Show off.
Yeah, no, the evening was great. The food was great. The people were great. So again, and I think we've said this many a time before, if you can get along to any creator events and speak to other creators, go. Even if it's like far out, even if it feels like such a pain in the ass to do, go. I think only good things can come from them. Maybe next time I'll give a bit more of a download, because I think there was some cool stuff. But yeah, that's the general update.
Sweet.
I think we did that really nice and quickly. It's one of our quickest little updates. So yeah, guys, okay, plug time. Right, rate my plug. Shit, what was I plugging? No, okay, right.
Zero stars.
No, one day, guys, I will get good at this. Okay, guys, links in the description to everything we talked about. Sign up to, I'm not going to plug everything, links in description, but what we will say is we've decided to run a workshop for Intro to Claude and Intro to Claude Code and Claude Code work and getting up and running. Link in description, sign up. We will host that soon. And it'll be really cool if we get enough interest and people actually want to hear from us and rock up to that. So, yep, that's my plug. Please don't read
Awesome.
my plug. That was awful.
No, it was
Do you want
pretty
to close
great.
us out?
Yeah, we'll see you guys there, either here or just around. Feel free to follow us or hit us up anywhere. Hi, Allison. Hi, Corliss. Who else are we supposed to say hi to?
Paul?
That's
Paul
it.
checks in.
Hi, Paul. Thanks
Hi,
for
Paul.
listening.
I
And
felt like we
yeah.
were up to like a whole 5 people, but
Dang,
maybe not. 3
maybe
regulars.
not. 3 regulars. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in the next one. And now go hit publish.
Hit publish. Bye, team.
Bye.